Well, good morning and welcome, a special welcome to all of you who are here with us in Renton, and along with a good morning and good afternoon and good evening to folks who are joining us virtually from throughout the world. We're really truly excited to have a global audience, over the next 3 days. I'm Newton Guerin, IWMF President and CEO, and on behalf of really all of us at the IWMF, I want to welcome you to our 29th Annual Educational Forum. Really exciting news. We have 211 folks that are here with us in Renton, and another 648 joining us virtually from throughout the world. So I think those numbers are just incredible and deserve a... There is a very special and talented group of volunteers and staff that are really responsible for putting this entire program together, and that is our 2024 Ed Forum Planning Committee. And these folks have really been hard at work over the last year doing a number of things, starting by identifying the priority training needs, of the audience, the global WM community, and then designing sessions to provide that information, and then maybe most importantly, identifying and recruiting really a world-class faculty that will be with us over the next few days to make all of this possible. So if there are folks in the on the planning committee that are with us here in the ballroom, I would love for you to stand and be recognized for all you have done. I can't see very well out there. So what should we expect, over the next couple of days? Really so much. I think we're going to hear information about what's going on with new therapies and new treatments related to WM. We're going to get updates on some of the latest cutting-edge research, and then finally we'll have opportunities to look at issues that deal with just living well with WM. So we're just incredibly excited about the program, and we hope that you'll enjoy it, and we hope that it will be everything that you had dreamed of as you made your way here to be with us. So thank you for that. We do have a first at this year's Ed Forum, and that is a new virtual platform. So far, we've had 350 folks who have already signed up for it, and if you have or if you haven't, I would encourage you to do that. Check it out. It really provides all kinds of information that is just available either on your laptop or by cell phone. Including our agenda, speaker bios, copies of all of the handouts. If you're one of those who wants to avoid paper, this is the perfect place to do that. And information on other attendees, and just lots of other information about the conference. So please take advantage of that if you haven't already. A special thank you to our sponsors. Our title sponsor, Beijing. Premier sponsors, Selectar Biosciences, Pharmacyclics, Johnson & Johnson. Our supporting sponsors, the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society and the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute. So these folks, in addition to providing financial support that really helped to make all of this possible, they're truly just great partners, with the IWMF. So I'd like for you to just join me in thanking them for all that they do. And while this is actually day one for most of us, there was a group of just incredible folks that met yesterday, and that was our support group leaders and Lifeline volunteers here in the U.S. as well as globally. And they really came together for a workshop to give them an opportunity to talk about issues that they are facing as in terms of support group leaders, gave them an opportunity to share ideas and brainstorm. And so this is just a group that, as Lisa Wise commented yesterday, these folks are the heart of the IWMF. And I'd like to just ask them to stand and be recognized for the incredible work that they do. Our support group leaders and Lifeline volunteers. They truly exemplify, and I know you've heard this, but they truly exemplify what we often say, and that is, with the IWMF, you are never alone, and these folks really bring that to life, so thank you so much. So now it is my pleasure to introduce Pete DeNardis, IWMF Board Chair, who is going to introduce our next session. So Pete, I will turn it over to you. I'll just walk out over here.
Don't run away on my account. Thanks, Newton. I'm sure Newton has already laid the groundwork to give you an idea of what's going on this weekend. So before I introduce our first set of speakers, I just want to welcome everyone. I know he has also, but I welcome everyone, the patients, the caregivers especially, medical professionals, staff, and the volunteers of the IWMF, and look forward to an exciting and engaging weekend with all of you. As Newton mentioned, I'm Peter DeNardis. I'm the chair of the Board of Trustees, and I'm a longtime volunteer and a fellow patient for the past 21 or so years. And it's my distinct pleasure to welcome both the folks that are here in person and the folks that are attending virtually. Please take advantage of the opportunities you'll have to network with each other, whether you're attending virtually. Make sure you network with folks virtually, and sometimes you may have opportunities to do that with the folks here. And those of us here in person, talk to each other, walk up to each other. Don't be afraid. Everyone's here to help each other out. The theme for this year's Ed Forum is Immerse, Explore, and Soar, and hopefully you'll get a stronger appreciation for that team as the weekend goes on. I also want to, before I forget, and we usually do this at the end, but I want to make sure up front that we thank the speakers that are here, the doctors that take time out of their busy schedule to be here with us, to talk to us, and to give us the latest updates on medical news, on treatments, on research. They are amazing people that, you think of how precious your time is. Not only do they have clinical rounds, they have research going on, they're seeing patients, and yet when we ask them, can you come for a weekend, they say, sure, no problem. These are amazing people, and I really, really owe them a deep gratitude, so I want to just... And now I know we have Ann McMullen that leads us through stretch exercises and whatever, so I want to do a precursor for that. It's sort of a very light cardio. I can call it cardio, but not really. But I want to recognize the care partners, the caregivers and medical professionals that are here today. You're definitely the source of inspiration for patients, especially like me. I know my caregiver is the person who kicks me in the behind to go get myself taken care of. And it's your spirit and support that keeps us going. So if all those care partners, caregivers, and medical professionals, please stand up so we can recognize you. Thank you. Now, I'd like to recognize those. This is the cardio part, okay? We each take a turn. So those who are attending the Ed Forum for the first time or were diagnosed within the past year, please stand up. Wow. That's a good number of people. So wait, stay standing for a minute. You have to do a little more exercise than the other people. So make sure to note, everyone make sure to note who these first-timers are. And those of you that are standing, look around. Those of us that are veterans are here to help you. We all had that same kind of deer in the headlights feeling in our first Ed Forum, and our brains were getting filled to the point that it was falling out of our ears. So please feel free to walk up to a veteran, and those of us that are veterans, walk up to them, introduce yourselves. We're here for each other, and that's the one important aspect of this Ed Forum. Okay, now you can sit down. Thank you. Okay, so now a little more here, so it might be a bit odd, but I'd like to ask all the WM patients to stand up, please. Okay, so this is kind of a last person standing thing. So you see there's a lot of patients here in the room, which is great. And I just want those that were diagnosed within the past year to sit down, or those that are participating virtually, you know, if you're raising your hand, put your hand down, or those that were diagnosed within the past year, raise your hand. And so those that are diagnosed, sit down within the past year. Okay. Now those diagnosed within the past 5 years, you can sit down. I know I'm making the older people stand up longer, but I'm sorry. Those that were diagnosed between 5 and 10 years, please sit down. Great. And those between 10 and 19, now you can sit down. Okay, so now we have those between 20 and 29. So we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, about 10 people now, which is great. That's amazing. So if you can see, we have, now everybody can sit down. Thank you. So, I saw Guy Sherwood as one of them. I remember my first Ed Forum was actually here in Seattle. And I think he was in the back of the room with a bandana on his head because he'd just gone through a stem cell transplant. And he's still here. So I am too, but still, that's an encouragement for all of you that it may be rough at times, but you can do it. So they're definitely an inspiration for all of us, and there were much fewer standing at the end. Now we're much better, but there's been much progress since then, but there's still much more work to be done. So working together, we can accelerate the cure, and we can find better treatments for each other. So one of the more numbers I'd like to share is the number of attendees we have. So we have a little over 200 people attending live and over 600 people attending virtually. That's a tremendous number. It's great. And we have 6 countries represented among the people that are here in attendance. There's the US, Canada, Great Britain, Australia, India, and Italy. So we're kind of spreading around a little more. The eye is getting much bigger now in the IWMF. And we have just about a good enough, most of the states in the United States covered. There's 38 from California as the largest block, which is kind of interesting. But it is just about every state. And those that came the furthest, we have Sarab from India, traveled multiple time zones. And we have Judith Trotman and Claudia Bedogni from Italy. Judith Trotman from Australia. So we're scattered far and wide, but we all come together for this weekend. So welcome everyone, near and far. And remember, by being part of the community, the IWMF community, you're never alone. So we're all in this together. Little housekeeping note, remember to submit your questions for Sunday's Ask the Doctor on those note cards. They're out at the registration desk. And the cutoff to turn them in is tomorrow at noon, so don't forget that. And please be sure to join us this evening for the welcome reception and dinner in the Lake Washington Ballroom. We have a couple special events that take place during that dinner, and also a swing dance demonstration by one of our fellow patients and her group of swing dancers. And she also happens to be our torch editor, Shirley Gantz. So she's a person of many talents.